Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Matt, and today I'll talk about NativeScript. That's a JavaScript framework to build the native mobile apps for iOS and Android. And NativeScript has been inspired by John Bristow. He's the dev lead of NativeScript core team, and he did a very interesting workshop, and John and I, we attended, and we learned something to say how to build an app with NativeScript. And it's very interesting, and we want to share it with you guys. Quick intro of myself. So I'm Matt Yao. I'm a senior software engineer at Cognizant. I'm currently working at NAP, internet banking. And this is my daughter, and she's 7 months old. Yeah, she loves to watch my coding every night. So yeah, so I think some kids like we call kids here. Kids love technology, so coding is fun. So what is NativeScript? It is a free open source framework for building native iOS and Android app using web technology. And it renders UI with the native platform's rendering engine. So you can think about something like the Chrome V8, JavaScript core in iOS, and resulting to giving you native-like performance and UX. And it's backed by Progress software company in US and supported by Google team. So if you have ever watched the Google I/O this year, the keynotes for what's new in Angular, the Google team highlights the feature in NativeScript. So it adds some new features of Angular 6 into the NativeScript framework, and that's pretty cool. And Progress is a company that specializes in UI components. So they build a very famous UI library called Candle UI. So I guess some of you have already used it. And NativeScript has a very strong community. It welcome everyone to join and do some contributions to the GitHub repositories. So how it works? I got this chart from the official website. Basically, you write the HTML, CSS, JavaScript like the other cross-platform framework. You can use either NativeScript XML or Angular framework or Vue.js. It just added Vue.js support to the team, so it's very cool. So you can use Vue 3, and you write the app logic with JavaScript ES6 or TypeScript. And you can write the style, the layouts with CSS with Flexbox. And once you finish coding, it pushes to the NativeScript runtimes, and it's magic. NativeScript runtime is nothing but a JavaScript virtual machine. So in Android, it is running on the Chrome V8, as I mentioned. It's just like when you run the app on the desktop Chrome. And on iOS, it runs on JavaScript core, which is available in iOS 7 Plus. Once you finish building, it exports IPA file and APK file for you to push to the App Store, just like the normal native apps. And there's no DOM. So think about Cordova or Ionic or PhoneGap. The old days we used PhoneGap to build the cross-platform apps. It's different. There's no web view. It's all native. And there's no cross-compilation. So what is NativeScript? As I said, it's very flexible, and you have multiple architecture options. Angular, Vue, or if you don't like any Angular frameworks, JavaScript frameworks, you can use pure JavaScript or TypeScript and CSS. Anything you're familiar with web front end, you can use. And it gives you native performance. So you can generate rich animated UI components, and the code is shareable between the different platforms. So if you create a switch like this, it works on both iOS and Android devices. And it's very easy to learn. From what I can see, I didn't really spend a lot of time on NativeScript, but I built some very simple apps, and I can play with them. So anything you learn from the web world, like Vue, JavaScript, CSS, NPM modules, you can use in NativeScript. So it maximizes the code and scale reusability. Tooling. So the beauty of the NativeScript is it provides all sorts of toolings that helps you to build your native apps. And there is a list. So we have NativeScript CLI, which is very similar to Angular CLI. So you can generate a new project, target the device, or manage your plugins, or finish your build with a CLI. And NativeScript have an app called Sidekick that's from their official app. So basically, if you have played with Xcode or Android Studio, it's very similar to those tools, and you manage your apps before you submit to the App Store. You can set the app ID versions and the app icons. I'll show you later in the demo. And there's a very cool thing called NativeScript Playground. That's very different from the other cross-platform. This is an online IDE. So basically, if you have ever heard about Stack Blitz, it's a very popular online IDE. Very similar. So you do the code and you see it change on the fly from your device or emulator, and it provides all sorts of tools. You can add components, you can add modules just from the web browser. You don't really need a local IDE. But if you like to work on your VS Code or Atom, you can still install the NativeScript extension, and that works perfectly. And NativeScript has a website called Marketplace. So basically, you can jump in and you can search all the available resources, like plugins, samples, and templates. You can use some templates. You can start from there instead of start from scratch. And the last one is cloud build. So imagine you're building an iOS app, but you only have a Windows or Linux machine. You can't do that from the other cross-platform framework, but you can do that in NativeScript. You have the option to build in local or cloud, so you can still generate the file for you, and you can still push you to the App Store. Okay, so I'll do a quick demo. I'll grab a chair. I need a cable because I don't have Wi-Fi here to connect to my phone. So firstly, I'll show you the Sidekick. So that's a Sidekick app, and I created a mini app called Car Sales. And you can see I got an iPhone emulator connected. You can target this, and this is what I'm talking about. This build type, you can choose cloud and the local, and you can manage your app properties here, just like Xcode, iOS, and Android. And the plugins, that's the plugins you can search here. It's all sorts of things. And assets, you can manage the app icon here and the screenshots. Yeah, very easy to use. And if you want to code, you just click opening editor, and it will open the VS Code, and you can edit your code here. So what I want to do is I will connect my phone, and I'll mirror my phone screen to my Mac. I'll use the QuickTime. iPhone. Cool, so that's working. So firstly, I'll show you some cool examples here. So that's the NativeScript plugin, and they have some examples here, like a map. So you can use a Google Map or a Mapbox. That's the native example. Transition's pretty good. And they have AR examples here. So it utilizes the AR kit, so you can see detect the surface. And Firebase integrations, so you can test your Firebase with NativeScript. And there's another app. A lot of examples, just like kitchen sink examples, and a lot of...
the animation is smoother, by the way, on Matt's phone than you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, it's quite smooth on my phone. So that's the layouts, real layouts, and the charts. That's the list line. Yeah, very interesting. And I'll show you this playground thing here. By the way, this is the Marketplace website, so you can search for any plugins. Very similar to the NPM modules. So you can just install with the CLI, or you can install with the Sidekick and templates. So that's the app I have built with this template. And I will show this playground. So this is a NativeScript playground, and each of the project you start will have a QR code very similar to if you have used the Alipay, very similar. So you can use your playground app to scan it. And that will sync the app with this project. Internet's not good. And you can see my devices being connected. And now I can do the coding here. I can delete this label. When I save, you can see that change on my phone immediately. That's pretty cool hardware loading. And I can see if I want to do error charts. I can just drag and then drop that here. I'll generate a code for it, and if you save, get a refresh, and you can see the error charts here. Yeah, it's very cool. And if you click this button, you have the options to generate new components, like Angular components. If you click on that, say sub view. And we'll generate subview, CSS, HTML, and TypeScript. Because this is an Angular project, so it will generate these three templates for you. And you can start with Angular or JavaScript, TypeScript, or Vue.js. And once you finish coding in Playground, you can download to your local, and you can manage with Sidekick. And that's pretty much the demo. So, back to the slides. Angular and NativeScript, they work perfectly with each other. And here we've got more resources. We've got some official documents, blogs, and Slack channel. So that's a public channel you can just join and have discussion with people. And marketplace link, and the last one is a link from John Bristol, and he shared this Git repository with us with a lot of useful tools and links, and it's good to learn things from there. And that's it. Any questions? Cool. Yeah, sure.
So if you just run in the JavaScript framework, let's say D3, do you want to create your own chart?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah, it is possible. I tried to reuse some of the code from React Native, not from the React component, but some of the logic, like a Redux code, I can still use that in NativeScript. There's no problem. So I guess if you just install the NPM modules for D3, you can still build with D3 NativeScript.
What about jQuery? Let's say jQuery.
jQuery. Yeah. I haven't tried jQuery, but
It's not exactly HTML, but it is an XML. So if you can select the DOM elements,
But it is with the native engine.
and it is native. It's not a hybrid, not like phone.
yeah, cool. And that's it. And hand over to Lucas.